Class governor.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Abikunle, please, can you go ahead with your presentation?
Yes, sir. Although I've presented one, sir, but
Yes, I
you
know.
said I should. My topic is the. I made my observation on the use of library, the pattern of the use of library among the students of the College of Social and Management Science in Babalola
Yes.
University.
I remember.
So, the my specific objectives are to determine the duration or the time spent by students in the library.
Yes, duration is okay. Don't put all there. Or you
Okay,
put,
sir.
yeah, or time spent. Don't do that. You remember the
All right.
law of the assumption of scientific method, parsimony,
Yes.
simplicity.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Simplicity. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then the second one is to find out the ratio of male to female using the library.
Mm-hmm. Male to
Then the
female
third one,
students using the
yes,
library.
sir. Then the third one is to determine how often the students use the library.
Great.
How often they use the library. So my methodology, the observation was carried out on Thursday, 31st November, that was 2023 last year, and the second day was the 7th December, 2023. And each of the days I spent 3 hours in the library between the hours of 10 and 11 p.m. So I sought the what do we call it? I sought the permission of the librarian, the person in charge, before embarking on the observation. There are other places I could do my observation, like the College of Law, Library, Engineering, but I chose SMS because of the proximity and some other factors I consider. So that was why I have to choose SMS Library College. In the study I employed, I used observation methods. So my observation was conducted during the peak hours of the day, the period of 10 to 1 p.m., because I know those times the students are most likely to be very busy working. So that is why I chose that period. Because if I should choose the evening period, I know they might not likely come to the library. So I choose that very period so that my specific objectives will be actually achieved. The library attendance was consulted, as I've earlier said, and she gave her consent. So the library was neatly tagged, so which allows us to easily have access to whatever resource we might be looking for. So my data was collected for a period of 2 days, which earlier said. Now my reports, the analysis of my library, of the library use pattern revealed several key findings, which are as follows. One, majority of the students visited the library during weekdays, with a peak in attendance observed during the mid-morning and afternoon. And that
Hello.
was why, yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Mukade. Once you have given us the data, you have given us the objectives and
Yes,
how
sir.
you went to the field, the next thing we are interested in is your findings.
Yes, that's my findings now, sir.
I know what's your first objective? Your first objective is what?
To determine the duration spent or the time spent by the students in the library. You said I should pick one
Uh-huh.
of the two.
Uh-huh. So when reporting research, you just go straight to the duration that each student spends, the average time a library user, that is a student that uses the library, spends in the library. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. It's
Uh-huh.
just
So
Okay, sir. Let me quickly run that, sir.
Yeah, just tell us.
All right, sir. When I started collecting my data, each of the students coming in, I normally tag them. Each one of them, I tag them as student one, student two, student three. I just gave them those tags because I don't really know their names. So I just give them those tags, students one, two, three. So I discovered that averagely, they spent about within 40 to 45 minutes in the library. That's the average time they spend. Each of them between 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay,
Then
thank
the
you.
second one, you said, sir?
Yes, go to the second objective.
Yes, the second one, the ratio of female to male. I discovered that the total number of males were 34, while that of female is 52. So averagely, we have the ratio of 7 to 45 males. When I put the ratio of 6 to 37 when I put
No, I don't
the total
understand.
debt, the total. In the first day, I recorded 34 male and 29, I recorded 5 males and 29 females. The
Hello,
second day,
Mr. Day.
yes, sir.
Are you using two devices? It's like you're connected with your laptop and your phone because there is echo. Is that it?
No, sir, there is someone beside me using it. Maybe that's why using phone.
Okay, another classmate.
Yes, yes.
Tell the person to mute their audio.
Yeah, when you can mute
So,
your audio, yeah?
mhm. So it won't echo again.
All right, sir.
Please go ahead.
So the first day, sir,
No, just give us the aggregate now. You told us before.
okay,
How many male came to how many
that is
male?
rich. The ratio is 6 to 37.
No, it can't be 6 to 37. You said how many female came to the library altogether?
Altogether, we have 52
Females.
females.
How many males altogether?
We have 45. We have 12.
12.
Yes,
So
sir.
you know how we do ratio now? 52 colon 12. So you
Yes, sir.
find you continue to divide until you can't divide again.
Yes, that was what I did, sir.
So 12, how many times will 12 go in 52? I don't think 12 will go. We have 60, that will be 5 times, but 52. Let's look at 4. 4 in 52, 13. Am I correct? 4 in 52, 13. 4
Yes,
in
sir.
4 in 12, 3. So it's ratio 13 to 3. Female to male ratio 13 to 3. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not 7 to 37, no. So we want to bring it to the smallest single number. It will be like ratio 1, like ratio 1 to 3.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I mean ratio 3 to 1.
So 1. All right.
Yes, but
Sir, please, can you mute Techno Camel 15?
okay, so
Please, sir, can you mute from your side, sir?
no,
Techno Camel 15 is struggling with muting it here.
I will mute it now. Techno, that's Madam Techno Canon 15.
Yes.
Okay, I've muted it. Okay,
All right,
so
sir.
go to so we know the duration now, you see, duration 40 to 45 minutes. Then comparison of female-male usage of the library. Approximately 3
Yes,
to
sir.
1. Approximately 3 to 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then the third one, how often they use the library? I discovered that the students make use of the library in between their lecture periods when they think they are free. So I think this one, within those periods, they will go to the library before the next class.
Okay.
So that is the
Thank you
how
for
they
that.
normally go there. I mean, that is how often they visit the libraries.
No, that finding does not answer the research question. How
All right,
often
sir.
talks about frequency, not when, not the time they have the chance to go to the library. And even if you want to change the question to the time they have the chance to go, I will say that 2 days is too small to make that conclusion.
Conclusion.
So if you are talking about frequency, also 2 days might not be enough.
No.
Might not be enough. So
So maybe I should limit myself to two research questions
I
then.
think we should do that. We should do that. Now,
All right.
I really thank you for that beautiful presentation. Further comments, you see, the the number, when you are talking about the number of students you observed, how many days, are you with me, Mr. Ibikunle?
Yes, sir.
I said Mr. Ibikunle, so Mr. Ade, when
Yes,
we are
sir.
talking about that, all those things will normally come under methodology.
Okay,
That
sir.
is how you carried it out. I went to the librarian, I did this, I observed so number. Altogether, it appears to observe about 60 something or 70 something students. All this will come under our
Methodology.
methodology. So thank you once again for that. I hope you have your
Thank you, sir.
PowerPoints and your seminar paper on this.
Yeah, I'm just preparing the PowerPoint, sir, but I've prepared the paper.
Okay, that's good.
All right, sir.
Who is preparing? And again, you should have gone to the second and third assignment, which is interview and focus group. If you have not, I mean, you should have done that because we did this since last year. Okay.
And you said we should prepare this one before moving to that. That was why we have to wait.
Maybe you got me wrong. What I mean is do this one properly. I didn't say then don't do the other ones.
Oh, all right, sir.
Do this one properly first. You understand?
All right,
So
sir.
please, I should be expecting
All
the
right.
other two by next class, the
Okay, sir.
other two assignments, or presenting the other two assignments by next class.
Noted, sir.
I think we were grouped sometime last year for the focus group discussion. Am I correct?
No, we've not been grouped.
Okay, I think there was a time I said 3 people will be in a group. When you do focus group, somebody will be the interviewer first, the second person will be observer, and then the third person will be note taker.
You only explained to us, but we've not really grouped ourselves.
Okay, it's all right. We'll be grouped before this class ends. Okay,
All right,
the
sir.
next presenter, please. Hello, who did I say will be presenting after Mr. Ibukun? Mr.
Good morning,
Mishade?
sir. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
class.
Akogun.
Yes, sir.
After Akogun,
Yes, sir.
uh, this lady should get set. What's her name again? Okay, Madam Rita Elevbare should get set after Akogun. Then after her, Mama, what's her name? Banke, Madam Banke should get set after Madam Rita Elevbare. Okay, Akogun, let's have you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, class. I am to report on observation pattern of bank customers in relationship to bank customer service staffs. So how I did it was to see how customers attend to customers, bank customer service attend to customers in the bank. My time frame was 8 to 12 a.m. because of the bank early timing. My purpose is to be able to observe the pattern and relationship of bank customer care units and customer relationship. And for this, I used the population of 4 variables. I divided them into specimen A, B, C, D. The site venue is at UBA Bank, Ajilosun.
Yes, was.
Which is closer.
The venue was, you are reporting in the past. You see, as a researcher, you have to be conversant with that. Because we are reporting.
I was trying to use the past continuous tense.
Yes. No, just past tense.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So the UBA was the bank used and the site venue was UBA Ajilosun Bank. Okay. And the time and date is December, Monday 4th, 2023. At about 8 a.m., I got to the bank. On getting to the bank, I spoke with the security services and the management that I'm going to run a short survey at their bank and they should give me access to get information and reserve information. The manager was first reluctant.
Short observation.
Yes, sir. The manager was first
short
reluctant.
Survey or short observation? Which one did you
use? Short observation, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So the manager was first reluctant until I showed him my card access and the project topic that I had written down. So he was fully in support with me. So I pretended like I was my style of observation is direct observation because I was involved directly as a customer, listening to their conversation. So my specimen A, on getting there at about 8:30, the queue has already been assembled. So on getting there, I looked at the first lady. She was already murmuring towards the queue, saying her money has been disbursed and the bank will hear from her today. Meanwhile, 7 others on the queue were already available while I was there. Some looked calm, waiting, while others seemed late for work and was looking rather anxious. So the observation is I saw the woman wearing a dark skirt, a yellow top, and looking not quite casual. She was looking casual, not looking like someone in a hurry for work. The customer care representative that got closer to her was a male. He asked her for her inquiries and she submitted it. Then she began to complain that she has been waiting on the queue for a long time, and then the man didn't say hello to her properly. So the man adjusted himself, said hello, and then they started working on their report. Immediately, somebody behind her started arguing with her that madam, she should leave the line now. If they're already answering her, she has no purpose of staying there anymore, and she should leave the line. The customer care attendant didn't reply that other guy. Then the other guy now spoke to the customer care directly. I think it flared him up because he changed his countenance and he told that man calmly that he should please stay in order. So there was decorum for that moment till he attended to that first person. The second specimen B was an old man. So on getting there, he was speaking in his dialect. The man didn't answer him. He was just listening to what he was saying and writing some stuff down. The man now replied back to him that, young man, I greeted you, I spoke to you, you didn't even answer me. Is that how you people do in your bank? He now replied the man, the old man. The old man is my specimen B. He replied, the old man, saying that, sorry, sir, I was trying to get your details, so I was focusing on the details.
Okay,
the man calmed down. The old man calmed down. Because the countenance between the man and the old man was calmer.
Hello, Akobu.
Yes, sir.
What is your research objective? Remind us again.
My objective is the real purpose is to be able to observe the pattern and relationship of bank customer care service and customer relationship.
Thank you. You are looking for two things.
Yes, sir.
Pattern and relationship.
Yes, sir.
Now, what you have been giving us is, they are mainly data that you have not analyzed. We want to hear the pattern. Yes, the data is fantastic. I like the way you were objective in reporting what you observed. However, the research is about how customer care officers relate to their customers, to the bank customers, isn't it? So
yes,
we are more interested in answering that question. How do customer care officer related to the customers, to those first specimen? And you will recall that when you made the first presentation, I made certain observations about it. You recall? I said things like,
yes, sir.
You can describe, there are various descriptors of relationships. Oh, is rude,
yes,
is respectful, they are, cordial, all those stuff. Do you understand? Having looked at the four specimens, the four people, what is your conclusion? What inference can you draw on the pattern and relationship, do you understand, of customer care officers and the bank customers? And you said something that I need to also correct. You said that your first specimen, your specimen B is that man. Your research is not about individuals. Do you understand? Rather, it is about relationship between individuals. Yes, it's okay to say specimen A, B, C, but we are not really interested, as it were. Our unit of analysis is not specimen A, B, C. Our unit of analysis is what transacted between customer service officer and specimen A, customer service officer and specimen B, and so on and so forth.
Specimen B.
And specimen C and D.
Sir.
Do you understand? And based on this, you'll be able to answer the question about the pattern and about the relationship. Do you get it? So do you have any of such in your report? You just go straight to it.
Yes.
Please go.
Yes, I do, sir.
Thank you very much.
The relationship between the customer care bank customer unit and the customers varies. They varied between the specimens I used. And at first, the first person seemed calm and they solved their issue calmly. The second specimen, specimen B, seemed calm.
You are going back to using individuals. At the level of analysis, we have moved beyond individual data.
Individuals.
An individual specimen. What you will say, instead of saying it was calm, because specimen A was calm, you rather say something like, you observe that for calm bank customers, the bank customer care used calm approach. Do you understand? Don't go back, don't repeat specimen A now. Do you understand? For aggressive customers, the bank officials, they use aggressive approach or they tuned off.
Okay.
So report it that way.
Okay. So my observation goes thus. The bank customer care unit man, he was more calmer with ladies than with men.
Okay.
My second observation goes that he gives back what you gives him. If you give him a calmer approach, he would give you a calmer response. My third observation goes that other forces around him might influence his answers and relationship with the customers in order for customers to feel that he is rude or something else is going on. So lastly, my last observation is that on getting to the counter, your countenance and your attitude towards the customer care person is going to determine how it's going to end.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. This sounds scientific now, and it sounds worthwhile. Thank you for that beautiful presentation. Okay,
thank you so much,
Madam Rita, after Madam Rita, Madam Banke. Madam Rita, please unmute. Madam Rita, please unmute. Madam Rita, unmute. Madam Rita, we can't hear you. Please unmute.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, class. Can I go ahead, sir?
Please do. Yes. You have the floor.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. My observation was in the court premises, and the objective of my mini research was to find out the pattern of crime committed by male and the ratio to female. That's the nomenclature of crime committed. I wanted to know what kind of crime that male commits and that female commits. First time suspects, how many minutes does it take, or what's the time frame for first time of arraignment in court? So I to understand this to understand the research very well and to be able to come to a logical conclusion, I spent 1 week in the court from Monday to Friday. And I sought the consent of the court registrar who registers cases when cases come to court. There are many courts in the judiciary, but I specifically chose Magistrate Court 1 because that's the administrative court where all suspects are first registered. I took the consent and I explained my mission. The methodologies that I used participant observatory because I was going to court from Monday to Friday. The first thing that I observe it's every 9 o'clock within the hours of 9 and 2 p.m. But some of the time, depending on the work volume of the court, there were times that courts, I think on Tuesday of one of the days, we were in court till around 4 p.m. But on the average, court was sitting between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Okay, Madam Rita. Madam
Sir.
Rita, can you move the camera to show your full face? You're only seeing your forehead. Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, can you see my
We can see your face now. Yes.
My observation was that that first time suspects who were arraigned for the first time, that the arraignment usually take a duration of 30 minutes. And most of the cases after what arraignment means is that that's the first day that those suspects are brought to court and they are being told that their matter is going on in court now. So it usually take like 30 minutes for them to be arraigned that you are in court now, you have to defend yourself. And after that, the matter will not go on that day. It's either the suspects are remanded or they are granted bail, depending on the severity of the crime. In the whole 5 days, I was able to observe a total of 27 new suspects that were arraigned. Some of them, they were arraigned 2, 3, 5, and loan, but counting 111, it was 27.
Okay.
And of the 27 suspects,
thank you, Madam.
And of the 27,
Madam Rita. Yes, I was going to say that before you go to the findings, you need to give us more details on the methodology. How many?
Yes,
yes, I'm coming. You told us, you gave us good information. I was hoping that you tell us how many cases you observed in all. Do you understand? Within this 1 week. Then after you have added that information.
Okay, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I didn't hear what you said, sir. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I said you gave us some information about your methodology, but I was hoping that we add this one. And we are supposed to add this one. How many cases in all did you observe within the 1 week? Within the 1 week that you were there, before you now go to how many of them were first timers and so on and so forth. Did you get my point?
Okay.
Please.
Yes, I observed about 12. I observed not about 12 cases, but comprised of 27 accused persons. Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead. I just wanted to point that out.
I observed 12 cases, but comprised of 27 accused persons. Because in one case, you can have like 2 or 3 accused persons in one case.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand, sir?
Yes, I do. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the total case, if we register, because every case has a case number, 12, but comprised of 27 accused persons. So of these 27 accused persons, my findings reveal that 24 of them were male compared to 3 female.
Wow.
And out of the 20, hello, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, and out of the 24 males, I further observe that 18 of them were suspects between the ages of 20 and 40, while 6 of them were above 40. So I also, because the objective was also to look at the nomenclature, the pattern of crime committed by men and women, I observed that of these 27 suspects, that majority of them, comprising about 12 of them, were accused of armed robbery. 8 were accused of kidnapping, and 4 were accused of rape. Of the 27 suspects, 3 were accused of assault. And comparing that, my findings reveal that the male is more prone to high profile crime as compared with women. By 1 week that I observe the court proceeding.
Thank you very much. Let me ask this question. Why do you think observation is the best method for this kind of information? Because without observing,
Yes,
we can
Yeah.
get all this from the records, from court's record, except the issue
yes. I felt that was going to take too much time because I had to write a formal letter before the court would grant me access to their records. But by physically observing, I was physically in the court and I was hearing the crime and I was taking notes.
You see, the question is not meant for you to really defend, but for you to take a critical look at why do we use observation method. You see, there's an item or there's an objective that can only be observed, that can only be done through observation, which is the duration first timers or the people who come, what do you call it? The first appearance, the duration it takes.
First appearance.
Yes, the duration it takes. That's.
I said that.
No. Please listen. This is what I'm saying. I said, can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
Sir.
What I'm saying is this. Out of the items, out of your research objectives, one of them, which is about the time spent by first appearance, that one is best suited for observation.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That is best suited for observation.
Yes, sir.
So you need to take a critical look at other parts of the objectives. Could they have been done better through other means? Or could they have been strengthened through other means? You see, this is a very, very wonderful project, mini project. Fleshing the observation or to make it more robust, if you had tried to observe the reaction of the suspects, their behavior when they read out their accusations to them, and look at male and female reaction.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and the reaction of probably the people that are in court for them or that came to observe the proceedings. I mean, wonderful. I'm just saying. And that goes to say that
I can.
You can what?
I said, as you are seeing it, and I'm seeing that I should have done better.
Okay.
Maybe I should repeat it and do all this in first.
Yes, if you choose to find, you see, the most important thing for all of us is that there are some studies that observation is the approach to. We need to understand when we use observation to enrich our findings. One of the key criteria using observation is that people may not tell us how they behave. So we want to go and observe it ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Because human beings, for who we are, we like to hype, in a sense, in quotes, hype ourselves. So, did you read the manual I asked you to read, that data collector's guide?
Hello. So I would like to go back and look at.
Yes. Okay, please go back, look at the manual. If you look at the manual very well,
Yes, sir.
it will significantly improve your subject of observation and the process of observation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes.
Madam Ilekbari. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma. Madam Banke, please over to you, ma. Mommy Banke.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Yes, sir. Yes. I did my observation in a PCS teaching hospital, specifically on NHIS.
Okay, please, ma, can you hold on, please? Can you hold for a minute?
Sir?
Can you hold for a minute, please?
Okay.
Thank you. After Madam Banke, please, Mr. Francis Bolariwa should get prepared. We are presenting after Madam Banke. Then, after you will have Mr. Olabisi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you'll be presenting after Mr. Bolariwa. So, Madam
All right,
Banke,
sir.
back to you.
Yes, I went to Ekiti State teaching, Ekiti State University teaching hospital, and I went to NHIS. NHIS is now health insurance, but it has been changed. The name has been changed to National Health Insurance Authority. I have three main objectives of going there, of observing in NHIA. The first objective is to see how effective and efficient NHIA is in Ekiti State Teaching Hospital, to observe how they attend to patients promptly, to observe whether their goals are being met in their relationship with the patients. On 18th of December 2023, I went to Exuit Teaching Hospital, and I got there at exactly 9 a.m. in the morning, and I was observed for 2 hours. From my observation, I discovered that we have so many patients, over 60 people, within my time of observation, over 60 patients being attended to, which include men and women, children. And I discovered that I also saw some aged and during my course, men and women, they are not government staff, but they are dependents, whom their children maybe register them under NHIA. So from my report that I got in the NHIA units, I discovered that the place was okay, the environment was conducive.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello, Madam Banke. Hello. Hello, Madam Banke. I
Do the blood pressure, the temperature, and the weight of the patient. After passing through that process, the patient will later.
hello. Hello, Madam Banke.
to see I discovered that even, sir,
Hello, okay.
I'm
My system went off briefly. I mean, my internet. So
okay.
I lost you when you were talking, when you talked about people who came to register their children on NHIS. I mean, that's what you observed. So I was going to
No,
ask this question.
what I no,
You said
it's not cheap.
the people that
I
came,
said
aged people, and so on and so forth, about 60 people came within the period we were there. Am I correct?
yes.
Yes, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Now, I was going to ask you, what is your first objective?
My first objective is to see how efficient and effective NHIA is.
Now, is it possible to observe efficiency and effectiveness of
Yes,
NHIS?
yes, it's possible.
What are the parameters that you intended to use or that you used in observing the
I
effectiveness and efficiency?
want to know whether their services are efficient.
Whether what?
Whether people that go to NHIA, whether they are being attended to the way they are supposed to be.
Um,
I think with my observation, they try a little bit, not perfect,
you see,
but at least to some extent.
the best you can observe is how well they attend to them in time. I mean, the time they spend there. We cannot
It's
observe the efficiency of NHIS because NHIS
okay.
as an health insurance scheme it has certain mandates. Do you understand? In determining efficiency, we have to see the extent to which the mandates have been fulfilled, and that cannot be done via observation. What you have reported first, and you reported it very well, is the characteristics of people who come to NHIS and the frequency of people, maybe customers or patients that come to EXU NHIS. Do you understand? In giving us information, you have told us about the number, about 60 people, which gives the frequency. Oh, male and female. Oh, some of them are aged, some of them are this. This is like the characteristic of, the frequency and the characteristics of customers or clients of NHIS, how they visit Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital. That is not about the efficiency of NHIS or its effectiveness. Let me tell you what effectiveness of NHIS will be like. NHIS is 15%, you have to pay 10% of whatever costs.
Whatever is being prescribed. It's part of my report. I said 10% of the drug bought.
Yes.
Being prescribed for them by the doctor. It's part of my report. The 90% goes to NHIS, while the 10%
you cannot
will pay.
You cannot see that. You cannot see whether the 90% goes to NHIS and 10% to these people. Because we can't investigate the accounts of NHIS. Yes, you can see people taking some drugs and they pay some certain amount of money. for the drugs. But the nitty-gritty of the effectiveness and efficiency cannot be observed, cannot be done through observation. It goes beyond that. You know why I'm stressing on this, just like I did in the previous presentation, is that it's important we grasp what can be observed, what we can use observation method, observation as a data collection method for. You can observe the time those people spend there. You can observe how satisfied or dissatisfied the customers are from their countenances. But certain things are just a bit beyond observation. So rather than saying the effectiveness and efficiency of NHIS next to, we may change that to be the characteristics of patients or clients of NHIS in EXUS. That will capture the data you reported. Is that okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But you mentioned some other objective.
Yes.
To observe how they attend to patients promptly, to observe whether the goals of the NHIA are being met in their relationship with the patients.
Yes. The second one is apps. Apps.
Yes, sir.
But we're going to change from, we're going to remove the word promptly there.
Yes,
you
sir.
can say how quickly they attend to their patients. By saying promptly, you're already bringing judgment, a kind of judgment. So, in fact, to be most neutral, you may want to say how quick, how quick is okay, how quick they attend to their patients. Or the time they attend, the duration it takes for them to attend to each patient. In fact, that will be totally neutral. I think that is most preferable. So what were your findings in that regard?
Yes, sir. I discovered that the process was just too long, but at the end of the day, patients are being attended to, because it's from one stage to another. Like I said, when I got there, there's a ledger where the patient will write his or her name. Then he or she will put the card number and the purpose of visit. Because there are so many units in the hospital, some people are being referred to one place or the other. So after that, they will now search for the file of the patient. The file will now be taken to the nurses where they will do the vital sign for the patient. Thereafter, the card will be taken to the doctor so that they can listen to the complaints of the patients. Then necessary drugs are being prescribed for the patient. I just discovered that the process was just too long.
Thank you very much.
From my conclusion,
don't go to
that in case of emergency.
Don't go to the conclusions yet. Don't go to the conclusions.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what you have just reported? You
Yes,
have
sir.
rightly said the process was too long. What you have reported is not the time or how quick NHIS attend to its patient. What you have captured is the process that NHIS patients go through. So we capture that objective as the process. What is the process of NHRS in X-ray. Do you understand? If you are talking about how quick or the duration each patient spends, we are talking in specifics of time, just like Mr. Omitade did. 30 minutes. A patient spends 1 hour. Do you have, did you capture in specific terms how many times, how many minutes?
You mean the times?
Did you do that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do that?
Yes, I did.
So what's the average?
I did.
What's the average time spent by patient?
An average time.
Yes.
Some spent 30 minutes and some spent 35 minutes.
Fine. You know how to do that. You know the
Yes.
empirical way to do that.
There are some patients when they enter. When they went when they went to the doctor.
Yes.
It depends. There
Yes,
are some people. Some patients, they spend 10 minutes with the doctor.
Yes.
There are some patients
Hello,
they
ma'am.
spend
Hello.
15 minutes.
Hello, ma'am.
And even after the petition sheet is being given to them, they will still have to go to another unit in that NHIS.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Sir?
Hello.
Sir?
I'm not contesting that. I'm not contesting that. I'm saying
yes, sir.
The scientific way to do that, the empirical way to do that, is to time each patient. Just like Akogun, the tagged is the customer, the bank customer, specimen A, B, C, D. In observation like this, in scientific research, you will have tagged the people you are observing. You may not be able to, you may note that 60 people are there, but you may focus when it comes to timing, you may focus on just 10 or 15 people and name them specimen 1 to 15. Then you time you time each specimen. When specimen 1 went in, from start to finish, he spent 29 minutes. Specimen 2 spent 45. Then you will aggregate this and find the average. And then you'll be able to say empirically that the average time spent by the patients is 45 minutes. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
That's how to do it. Although observation is a qualitative data collection method, but in qualitative research, there are still times when we quantify, and quantification is part of what helps the reliability or strengthens the level of confidence people have in qualitative research. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you will agree with me that if you had come to say, if you have done it the way I've described it, you have been able to speak more in specific terms about the time. So I might have to limit you to the 2 objectives that I can see that you actually collected. You did something very, very empirical on, and that is 1, the characteristics of patients, the frequency of patients there, and this second one that you reported, the process. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
In fact, it can be 3. The first one can be the frequency of patients in that place within the period of 1 hour. The second one, the characteristics of patients. And then the third one, the process that patients go through when going for NHIS. So please let that reflect first.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So,
Yes, sir. I
okay.
also mentioned something because I observed that even NHI did not cover some treatments. And there was this patient, one of the patients that complained bitterly. I think that patient want to remove one of her teeth. And he started shouting and complaining. Are you telling me that NHI did not cover this is removing my teeth? And you are deducting my money every month? So, discovered that NHI did not cover some treatment, which is not good enough. Hello, sir. Oh, eh, network yẹn gan fluctuate. Sorry, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Madam Alabola BC. Hello?
Hello, sir. I'm listening.
Yes. Okay, Madam Banke, are you still on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm listening, sir.
Okay. I think it's the turn of Madam Alabola BC. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Good morning, sir.
Presentation. Good morning. Please, can you
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you turn on your video?
So the
Please,
good one, sir.
turn on your video, please.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I just did, sir. I'm having issues with my phone.
Again. After Madam Olabisi.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but your video is off again. But before you go ahead, after you have Madam King Diva's touch, I don't know, and then you will have Mr. Francis Bolarinwa. Mr. Francis Bolarinwa will be presenting after Madam King Diva's touch. I don't know. Okay. So, Madam Olabisi, please go ahead.
Okay. So the site of my research was Captain Cook. The Captain Cook is in Harvard. So I went to observe the activities of Harvard students on a Sunday morning. So the research started at 10:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning when some of the students were in the chapel. When I got to the eatery, I sat down quietly somewhere, watching the activities of the students. I did not obtain any formal consent because the participants were unwitting. They had no knowledge of the research. So when I got there, I observed that different types of foods were displayed, and there was a big eating area of about 5 tables where people eat. In the cafeteria, I observed that there were 2 television sets playing music. So I was discreet as not to affect the natural flow activity in the cafeteria. So I sat down somewhere sipping my drink. So the student population during the church service from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. was 34. It increased to 126 as the church service rounded up at 12:30 p.m. I observed that there was no disorder in spite of obvious non-existence of queue at the counter. Most of the students did not sit, they bought their foods and left. Before buying the food, they exchanged pleasantries. I noticed also that the ratio of male to female was 1:2. That means more females were at the cafeteria. The students came in pairs. Few of them went to the dessert section, while fewer people went to the African kitchen section. African kitchen section where they sell amala and stuff like that. So majority of them, I noticed, preferred rice variant meals. They were buying jollof rice, fried rice with chicken and not meat. So most students made payments with their ATM cards. I also noticed that the students interacted with each other. Some of them sat down to watch television. Some even sat down without buying anything. I observed also that male students bought larger portions of food than the female. Some female bought more than one pack. So they went away with like 5 packs. So that was what I observed at Captain. So I can conclude that Abwad students were they are orderly, they socialize, they like jollof rice and chicken more than African delicacies. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Hello, ma. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank you very much, ma, for that beautiful report. I have these observations.
Yes, sir.
Your observation is Abwad students' activity in Captain Cook on Sunday morning.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
But you see,
yes, sir.
that word activities there is still broad. It's broad.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What
sir.
you have stated is like a general research objectives. You need to break down these activities into 2 or 3 dimensions.
Yes, sir.
Is it the type of food they buy, which you have reported? Is it what they do within that place that you are interested in? Is it their frequency? In fact, frequency is not part of activities. Activities refers to things they do. I like the fact that you reported first about the
Yes, sir.
environment, the context of the observation, which is fantastic, which should be done in every observation.
Thank you, sir.
But you need to break down the activities.
Yes, sir.
Is it the food they prefer,
Yes, sir.
or whether they buy in takeaway or they eat in? What's the ratio of people that eat in and people that take away their food? Do you understand? So
Yes, sir.
I know you already have data
Yes,
that
sir.
fits into each of these things I have mentioned. So what I want you to do is to break down
Yes, sir.
your general objective, which is you want to study the activities of Abwa students. You may even
Abwa
change the word,
students. Yes, sir.
if you like, you may even change the word activity and look for a word that captures it better. Maybe their behavior.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay, sir.
behavior. You see, behavior will capture more than activities. Then that's the general objective. Then
Yes, sir.
specific objective 1. What is the volume of people that come during service and after service? What's the male and female ratio? What type of food do they prefer? Do they prefer eating in or taking away? Taking it away. All these will be captured within the word behavior. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you
Yes,
do
sir.
that, if you do that, you will have a better report. So please, when you are submitting,
Yes, sir.
let this reflect. How was the
Yes, sir.
experience? How was
Okay,
it?
sir.
How was the experience of observation? How did you feel doing that observation?
I just sat somewhere, so
No.
I was
I'm
just
talking about the feeling you
observing.
had. I'm talking about the feeling. What was the experience like for you? The experience of observing those kids. What was it like for you?
Like I was excited.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that there's a difference between looking and observing? Observation comes with more consciousness, isn't it? You are deliberately looking, whereas somebody can look, general looking, and not see. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. So we go to.
I think.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
No, please. You have a comment. Go ahead.
No, I could not hear you the other time. The network was bad, so I was
okay. What
about
I was
to
saying,
ask you to repeat what you said, sir. I'm so sorry,
let me
sir.
repeat it. I said, did you notice that there is a difference between mere looking and observation?
Okay, sir.
Did you notice that?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, ma. Now imagine that you went to that context with the specifics I just mentioned.
Yes, sir.
That is, you went in to say, I want to see which food they prefer. I want to see how much time they spend there. I mean, it will have been more deliberate. That is why we should have clear-cut research questions before going for observation, so that we have as much detail as possible. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the next presenter.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please. The next presenter, unmute. Unmute, Madam Kim Divas Touch. Please unmute.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you hear me? So I'm presenting on the purpose of on the young customers that are patronizing our phones global technologies, where they sell phones and laptops and gadgets in Ado-Ekiti. So the purpose of my observation is to determine the relationship between the young customers and the shop attendants that are attending to them. So I discovered that I was able to do a participant observation, because, can you hear me, sir? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. So I was able to do a participant observation because I want to know the way the customers feel, the way they want to be treated. So I discovered that most of the young customers, they want them to be treated like kings and queens, because they feel they are spending their money, so they want to get value for the money they are spending. So I was able to do that I did my observation for 1 week, which is the timing of from every day from morning from 8 o'clock to like 2 p.m. daily. Mondays, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3 days every week, which I did for 2 weeks. So from my observation, I was able to gather that the young clients, especially the guys, the male, they want to be treated as queens and they want to be treated as kings. So I did the observation at 2 of our outlets because I was able to do Mondays, Thursdays at our phones at Fajri, then Friday and Saturday at our phones in Irono, because I choose to do the observation at Fajri on Mondays and Wednesday because I feel they have more walking customers there, so that I can be able to get my observation right. Then I was able to, the population was about 500 to 600 young clients, of which my sample is about 20 to 30 participants. So after
I think Team Divas Touch network service issue. So while we wait for her, can we go to Mr. Francis Bolarinwa? After Mr. Bolarinwa, Adebayo should get set. Adebayo, that's State Fund, and then after Adebayo we will have Ashiwaju. So, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Can you hear me, please? Thank you. This one was centered on the culture of student graduate hostel canteen. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I started by looking at the postgraduate hostel itself as divided into 3 different blocks, but the 2 different blocks houses both male and female students, some for masters, some for PGD, some for PhD. And my entire objective was to find out how often they buy food from the canteen, how often do they cook personally, do they prefer to buy food from the canteen or buy food stuff from outside and come and cook in their hostels, because they are cooking. There's a kitchen for each hostel for their personal cooking and stuff, and also looking at the economic advantage or disadvantage of either buying from the canteen or buying from outside to come and cook inside. So I made the research or the observation on from the 13th to the 15th of December 2023. And I worked within the hours of 6:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., which was the dinner time for the respective participants that I observed. and there were a group of 20 students at the PGO still. Um, and towards the end, I discovered that I had more male students to female students that patronized the canteen for one reason or the other. So I sought content from the manager of the cafeteria, who made me understand that they don't cook uh, some meals on, like they don't cook them down. Some of them are either made on request, but what they usually have is rice, beans, plantain, and beef, and stew as well. So I then moved on to speak with the participants one and two. So they came into the cafeteria and they were heading straight to the counter. But I saw a signpost behind the counter that read, "We offer a self-service here. Pick what you want and drop the money in the tray." Or throughout the period I spent there, I did not see anything of such happening. So I asked the manager, "Why did you put the signpost if people do not get to do what you wrote at the back?" He said, "Oh, that he forgot that is an old rule that they used to do before." I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." So participants one and two, their roommates, and they were, I think, just returning back from lectures. So, but it was not about the questions I asked them. So I tried to pay close attention to the dialogue between them and the attendants in the canteen. So the first lady, the first lady said, "Hello, what do you have?" And the attendant responded saying, "We have white rice, noodles, beans, and beef." And the second participant said, "How much per spoon?" And the attendant responded, 200 per spoon, and beef is 200. Then the second participant also mentioned that, sorry, also mentioned, uh, okay, the second participant went on to ask for 4 spoons each for both of them and 2 pieces of beef. Then the attendant then responded, also asking, "Eat in or take away?" And participant one answered, "Take away." So total of their meal as at then, when I did calculation, plus the rice, the beef, and the takeaway, everything was 2,700 naira. So I waited for them to be done with their purchase, and then I proceeded to ask them the questions I had on
Um,
ground. So I started by
hello,
asking,
hello, Mr. Francis. Are you with me?
"Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir."
Okay.
"Yes, sir."
What was your first research objective?
"How often do they buy food from the canteen?"
Okay, that's about. Is it how often a customer goes there, or you're talking about frequency of flow of students in the cafeteria?
How often, how often a customer goes there?
Um, you may not be able to observe how often a particular customer goes there because that question presupposes this. Mr. A goes there twice a day, 4 times a week, so time a month. You will have to spend a month there to determine how often it goes there. But if it's about the frequency of students there, the traffic of students there, you can do that in about a week. Each day, you tell us you want to observe maybe 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, and then you determine how many students come within those periods. Now, let me ask this. Are you aware you are supposed to read a handbook, data collector's guide?
Hello, sir.
Hello? Are you aware that you're supposed to read a...
Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me now?
I can hear you now, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I can hear you now, sir.
Oh, good. Are you aware you're supposed to read a manual on data collection? A manual that describes
Yes, sir.
observation, interview, and focus group. Okay. Did you
Yes,
read
sir.
the manual?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. I asked that because I see that, or it appears that your activity was going more towards, was leaning towards interview more than observation. Do you understand? You can observe how many people come there. You can observe what they order. You can observe whether there are more females or more males. Yes, all those are observable. And in observation, we sometimes ask questions to clarify what you have observed. Do you understand? We ask questions to support what we are observing. We don't ask separate questions, questions that will be kind of stand alone. Do you understand? Any question
Yes, sir.
we ask, any question we ask during observation is to support what you have observed. That is one. It is possible to carry out interview in order to triangulate or in order to strengthen the data we have collected from observation. That one is a totally different thing. Do you get it? For instance, this
Yes.
context you're observing, when we get to the assignment on interview, you may conduct your interview on specimen within that context as well. Do you understand? But your interview,
Yes, sir.
but your observation must not lean too much towards interview as what I'm getting from your presentation. So, what's your first research objective? You said is about how often they go there. I've told you to change that one to maybe student traffic in PG cafeteria or the frequency of students within PG, in PG cafeteria. What's your second research objective?
How often do they cook personally?
You cannot get that through observation. That can only be got through interview because you don't have maybe infrared or gamma ray eyes to be looking at everybody's kitchen concurrently. You understand? You have to ask questions, and that is interview. What's your third research question?
Do they prefer buying food to cooking by themselves?
You can't also observe that. That is interview. And that will not even go as an interview, as a research question, and probably not as an interview question because we don't ask a yes or no question in an in-depth interview. So you may need to redo the observation after you must have read that observation part in that manual again, so that you understand better the purpose of observation. I know that you joined very late, you joined the class very, very late. So you are not part of the classes on observation and why and so on and so forth. You can get the audio from the class governor, but in addition, the most important thing is that you need to read that manual and then watch some videos on YouTube on how to conduct observation in research. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So, Madam King Divas Touch, let's have you again. You know your network had issue the other time.
Yes, I call came in, so
Okay. You said your sample was about
Yes,
20.
Do I have to start from the beginning?
No, don't start from the beginning. I already have some
Yes, sir.
observations.
Okay, sir.
I have some observations.
Okay, sir.
What is your
My sample
research?
was about.
No, I know what your
Sir, you
research
said
is
what,
about.
sir?
I know what your research is about.
My research.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
I know that it's about how customers relate. I mean, how customers want to be treated or something in your.
Yes, sir.
So, what's your research
Yes, sir.
question number 1?
My research question number 1 is to know the relationship between the customer and the shop attendants attending to them.
Thank you.
And then number 2.
No, number 1 is okay. You have told me your research objective 1.
Okay.
To determine the relationship between customers and shop attendants.
Shop attendants.
Wonderful.
Attending to them.
Wonderful. Now, you see, the word or the concept relationship is ambiguous, is vague in a sense. But in a technical, let me put it in a more technical aspect now. The concept relationship has many dimensions that we can measure, that we can observe. So, what do you mean by relationship? Exactly, precisely.
I mean,
please go ahead.
I mean how they want to be treated by the by the shop attendants attending to them.
Yes, and that's where there's a problem. You cannot observe how customers want to be treated. You will have to ask them how they want to be treated. I know you try to infer from their, maybe from their countenances, from their reactions. Oh,
yes, sir.
If male customers come in and your shop attendant, they praise them, their head will swell. Yes, they will like the,
yes, sir.
No. So, but that is not good enough for the purpose of research. You don't want to go through the back door, as it were, when you are crafting the question. If what you're interested in is how customers feel when or how they react when they are well treated, when they are badly treated, I mean, it's another thing. Do you understand? Or you want to determine how shop attendants' treatments or behavior affects customers' behavior. Fantastic. That could be done. Do you understand? And before the research, before the observation, you would have decided how exactly you want to measure that. Okay, when shop attendants treat them in a friendly manner, how do customers behave? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So, I heard you say customers, they want to be treated as kings and queens. You cannot get that.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? What you can get specifically is just like Akomuti, how shop attendants' behavior affects customers' behavior. Whether how much is spent, you have defined customers' behavior, maybe how much time they spend in the shop, how much they spend in buying things, their physical countenance, the words they say about the shop before they leave. Do you understand? You would have
Yes, sir.
preconceived those things so that it will not be just random stuff. However,
Okay, sir.
as a shop owner or as the shop owner, there are simpler things you can even observe. There are simpler things you can observe. You can decide to observe generally how your attendants attends to different kinds of customers. You would have determined your different kind of customer based on gender. How do they attend to female? How do they attend to male? How do they attend to people that dress like rich people, that appear rich, and people that appear poor? How do female attendants, male attendants attend to the opposite sex? Do you understand? You might also be interested in when attendants are friendly, how do customers react? Do you understand? I do not know whether any of the data you have currently can capture what I've said. If they can't, just do it again. Do it now more objectively, more independently. Do you understand? If you do, I know it's going to benefit your shop. It's going to benefit your shop. It's your shop anyway. That's where you are always, when you are not in school, most probably. And you don't need to do it in two shops. You don't need that stress. You don't need that stress at all.
Okay, sir.
Sit in your regular shop and observe. In fact, you can do this, you can tell your attendants to behave in a specific way and see the reaction of that behavior on the attendants, on the customers. For instance, you can say, anytime a customer comes in, compliment something on them. Do you understand? Either what they are wearing, their looks, their whatever, you must pay them at least one compliment. And then we tell them to compliment some and not to compliment others. Maybe compliment every two that come first, then the next two don't compliment, and do it like that throughout the day. What you want to observe is the influence or the impact of compliments on customers on their behavior. You may want to even look at whether it affects their spending, whether they will spend more, whether they will spend more time in the shop. By the time they spend more time in the shop, things that they didn't plan to buy, they begin to buy. You may want to also determine whether it will make them more friendly. Do you get it? So you will have assigned, you will have assigned the role to certain shop attendants. You compliment all the customers that come to you. You and you don't compliment customers. Or you do it together. Customer 1 comes in, we compliment. Customer 2 comes in, we compliment. Customer 3, we don't compliment. Customer 4, we don't compliment. Customer 5, we compliment. Customer 6, we compliment. Do you understand? In other words, every two customers, we compliment them. Do you understand? You do it throughout a day. That might just be enough. Then your topic will now be the impact of complimenting customers on one. Yes, on one. The time they spend in the shop. 2, the amount they spend. 3, their vibe or how friendly they are in the shop. That may be I mean, those may be the 3 things you are interested in. Objective 1, how complementing customers affect their spending, influence their spending. How,
All right, sir.
2, how it affects the duration of time they spend in the shop. 3, how it affects their own behavior, either friendly,
Express their behavior.
yes, in the shop. Chicken, one full day.
All
And
right,
you will
sir.
be there to be monitoring your attendants to ensure that they do what they're supposed to do. Greet them, compliment them. Oh, you are welcome. Oh, you are looking good. I like your car. Oh, I like your shoe. Oh, I like your, genuine compliments. Genuine compliments. Is that okay by you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, who
Thank you,
is
sir.
next? Third fund. Third fund, over to you, Adebayo.
Yes. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, okay. Good morning. So I was talking about the culture of student customers at the Upward Medical Mall.
What?
The culture of student customers at the Upward Medical Mall.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Culture of student customers at, okay. It was a case study observation in relation to how the 400 level and 500 level medical students of the university behave at the medical mall generally. The observation was carried out from 1st to 2nd of December 2023 from the hours of 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. The sample was 20 students at the upper medical mall, and content was taken from the superintendent at the mall. There were a total of 14 females and 6 males, so the ratio was 7 to 3 men to women. So generally, the females were more chatty with the staff members than the males. Realized that when the females came in, sometimes when they come in, they'll greet, they'll say good morning, they'll say good evening to them. And mostly, they were the ones that will start conversations with the cashiers when they went to check out. They will say good evening, I like your dress, and your dress is beautiful, and let's get it from. Stuff like that. They were quite chatty with them when they were checking out.
Adebayo,
Yes, sir.
can you improve a bit on your audio? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I didn't get that, sir.
I think
Yes, I can.
okay. I don't know whether you are too far away or you are too close to the mic. I don't know. Please speak again.
Oh, okay.
Is okay. Speak again and let me hear you.
Okay, I said I'm working on culture of student customers at the Upward Mall.
Okay, the culture of
Did you get that,
student
sir?
customers at Abwad Mall.
Student customers at the Upward Medical Mall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The culture. Okay.
Of student customers.
Are we talking about culture here or their behavior in the mall?
I said it describes the behavior of the students at the mall. Basically, their behavior.
Good. Thank you. I think it's more of behavior than culture.
Okay, behavior. Okay. So behavior.
Okay.
So I said that it took place, the observation took place at the medical mall, Upward Medical Mall. And the location was chosen because it was closer to the PG hostel. And also because that is where most medical students stay, the 400 level and 500 level medical students, that is where they stay. And the population was 20 students, which included 14 females and 6 males.
Oh, thank you. Let me cut
The
in there.
observation.
Let me quickly cut
Okay.
in there. Like the immediate former presenter, Madam Kim Divas Touch, said, you see,
Okay.
she said our population is about 500. I even want her to be more specific, say about 500 to 600. But our sample is about 20. You see, your population here is the population of the medical students, in fact, that use that place, that use the mall.
Yes.
Your sample is 20.
Yes.
You get it? Fantastic.
Yes.
So your sample is 20
Yes.
out of whatever number of students that patronize the mall. Do you get it? But let me say this, in
Yes.
qualitative methods, we are usually not so strong on population and sample. And I mean, the issue of population and sample is a quantitative tradition. Hello? The issue of population and sample is a quantitative tradition. We sometimes use them in qualitative methods as well, but there's no strong must for us. So sometimes you don't want to tie yourself with that. You may just say your participants are so number.
Okay.
Do you get it? Yes. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Before the observation was carried out, permission was taken from the superintendent at the mall, and she gave her okay on it. So I observed that more females were chatting with the staff than the male students. The females would come in, they would greet the staff members, and when they were also checking out, they would chat with the staff members. They would tell the people at the cashier how their dresses were nice, or they would just say, "Auntie, you look good today," or stuff like that. We just chat with them. They were quite chatty with them. Also, I noticed that the males did not spend as much time at the mall. They went straight for what they wanted. When the males came in, they just went straight. They would greet sometimes, they would greet sometimes, they won't greet. Sometimes they just walk straight, get whatever it was they wanted, and check out and go. But the females, they will take their time, they will go from aisle to aisle, they will chat with themselves, they will walk, they will look at products, they will just be looking and checking, and usually they spend more time than the males at the mall. The males, and also the males would come in together with the females, like a guy and a girl will come in together. I noticed that the males were the ones who paid for whatever it is that they both bought. Even if it was the female that was only putting things in the basket, the male was going to pay for it. You pay with his card.
I like that.
And I noticed that.
Can I cut in there?
Okay.
I like what you just said now.
Okay.
I like the phrase, even if it's only the female that is putting the food in the basket. You know, that is reporting objectively. You didn't say, even if it's the female that the food is meant for. Do you get it? You know, there's a difference between saying, even if it is the female that is putting the food in the basket, and saying, even if it is the female that the food belongs to. Because the fact that they went there together and that the female puts the food in the basket does not automatically mean that the food is meant for the female, objectively speaking. Are you with me? Are you with me, Adebayo?
Yes, sir.
Although both of us, we know.
Yes, sir. I mean, with you, sir.
Yes. I said, although both of us know what we know, when things like that.
So I didn't get that, sir.
I said, you reported objectively.
Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now, sir.
I said, you reported objectively when you said.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. You reported objectively when you said that even though it is the female that is putting the food in the basket, you could have said, even though the food was meant for the female. Do you understand? But if you had said the latter,
Oh, okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is it good now? Is the network good now?
Yes, sir. It's,
Okay.
it's good now.
I commended you for the way you reported the aspect of putting food in the basket. You said, even though it's the female that is putting the food in the basket.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I said that is reporting in an objective manner. If you had said something like this, even though the food is meant for the female, you will have been bringing interpretation to it. I said that the fact that the female is the one putting the food in the basket does not automatically mean that the food is meant for her. Objectively.
Okay, sir.
Yes. But I now said that you and I, we know that in real sense, the food is for her. I mean, we know. But to report objectively, report objectively is to say it the way you have said it. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So when they both came in, okay, sir. When the male and female companions both came in, the male will be the one to carry the basket, and the female will be the one to walk in front of him. This happened twice. So it happened twice. I noticed that it happened twice. The female will walk in front of him, and she will be the one dropping things the female was holding. And when they went to check out, the female will be the one to drop all the things that was bought on the counter and will step back and let the male pay with his card. And while she would just stand there and wait for him to finish paying and everything.
Wow.
And then they would leave after that. I noticed that most females, they would go to skincare aisle. They would go to like all the face wash, body cream. They went there. That was their main focus when they were coming in. They would come in, they would go straight to the aisle. They would just look at products, discuss amongst themselves, talk about how this product is working and that product is not working. They will just talk about that, buy some skincare product, we'll go to the snacks place and buy some snacks. And one particular female bought a tub of ice cream. While the males, they went straight for the snacks. They went for the plantain chips, bought a drink, and they went out. They didn't waste time. They didn't linger. They just went straight for snacks, bought drinks, and went out. I observed on Friday and Saturday, that was the 1st and 2nd of December, I noticed that there were less people on Friday. On Friday, it was not busy at all. There were just a few number of people that were in there. And on Saturday, there were more people on Saturday. Whatever it was they wanted. I noticed that both genders paid with their cards, and only 2 males paid with cash only. They frequently paid with their cards, and only 2 males paid with their cash, and only 1 female paid with their cash. The remaining people just paid with cards immediately they got there. And I noticed that the females spent more time. They spent like 15 minutes on average just shopping. Now the males just come in and spend like an average of 6 to 7 minutes. They didn't waste time. They just went and got whatever it was they wanted. And the time that what even took most of their time was checking out at the counter, because they will have to scan all their products. So that was what took most of their time. They didn't even spend time just walking around buying whatever it was they wanted. They didn't even grab baskets. The males did not grab baskets. They just went in, took what they wanted, went to check out, and they did whatever it was they wanted to do. So that was my observation.
Thank you very much, Adebayo. Remind me the company name. Something Adebayo.
Paula Adebayo.
Ola Adebayo. Comfort is your first name. Am I correct?
Yes.
Comfort. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that beautiful presentation. Now, I didn't quite get your first objective, second objective, or third objective, but what I can tell you is that you have abundant data. You have abundant data that captured gender roles that captured behavior of male and female, and that also captured the preferred means of payment. You see, in the behavior of male and female, things like the time they spend there, the kind of things they buy independently, and then when they come together, their behavior, those are fantastic under gender behavior, upward student gender behavior in medical shopping mall. To determine that spending pattern is another beautiful thing. Out of the 20 people you observed, 2 people paid with cash. Only 2 people. I think I got that right. A male and a female.
Yes, sir.
And also, there's this data on frequency of people on Friday and Saturday. Okay.
Saturday. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you may reflect that, or that may be just an incidental discovery, because Friday, a single working day, may not be enough to make the comparison between frequency of students in shopping mall during work day and during weekend. If you have done maybe 3 days during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you did Saturday and Sunday for weekend, you may have a good ground to compare. Do you understand? You may report that, but that may not be an objective. But the other ones I've discussed, those may be objectives. Did you get my point? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I think she's freezing. Okay, Mr. Shiwaju. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Oh, I thought that my system was, that your end was having issues. I didn't know it was my own network.
Okay, sir.
So, did you get my point? What
Yes,
was the
I
last
did.
thing? Okay, what was the last thing you heard me say?
You spoke about how if I had gone on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
Okay.
as opposed to just going on one weekday. Yes.
That you would have been able to make comparison. But
Yeah.
you can just look around the other things I've said and craft your research questions or your research objectives around that. Do you understand?
Okay.
Submit. That's
Yes,
a
sir.
beautiful presentation. So let's go to Mr. Shiwaju. You're welcome. Comfort. Mr. Shiwaju, over to you. After Mr. Shiwaju, I think I saw Mrs. Onibonje. She's been coming in and going out. Mrs. Femi Onibonje, you will present after Mr. Shiwaju. Okay, Mr. Shiwaju, unmute.
All right, sir. All right. Good morning. Good morning, sir, and good morning, class. So my observation report is on I wanted to observe the attitude and behavior of road users and the Ekiti State Traffic Management officers, or also known as the Green. My objective specifically was to look at three categories of the users. First, to look at the attitude and behaviors of Okada riders, to look at public private drivers, and lastly, to also to look at the attitude of their green officials themselves towards these road users. So those are the three main research objectives that I decided to
Please
observe.
go over them again.
So first, to observe the attitude and behavior of Okada riders first, to observe the attitude and behavior of public and private drivers, two, then thirdly, to then observe the attitude of the traffic management officers, also known as the green, towards road users. So I wanted to look at the attitude of their behaviors.
Let me ask you this question. I know we can observe behaviors directly. We can observe behavior. Attitude are the things that influence behavior, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we externalize attitude is behavior, isn't it? Behavior is externalization of attitude, generally speaking.
Okay, sir.
So
okay,
will it not be better if we limit it to the behavior and remove the attitude?
Yeah. All right, sir. I will do that, sir.
Except you are a superhuman being that is able to see within maybe Arinurode Olumorokan. Excuse me.
All right, sir. I will do that, sir. All right. So the observation site. I had two options of picking either Ijigbo traffic roundabout or Faji roundabout, but I chose Faji roundabout because it's more accessible and close to where I work currently. So for my site, I pick Faji. Then day and time for observation, I selected Monday specifically. And I selected between the time of 4 and 4:30. And why I chose that 30 minutes is practically that's rushing hour from when people are rushing from secretariat, rushing from work to either to go and pick their children at schools or trying to rush down. So I wanted to watch specifically the behavior during that particular period. Then my population is, of course, the Okada riders around the Aziz, the public drivers, and the traffic and the officials, the traffic management officials. And then to my observation and my report and my findings. So I think I got there at around 4 p.m. specifically, and initially I didn't want to get closer to where we have the green officials because they were parking. I observed that they parked their e-locks beside the pavilion, and so by getting there, I first observed 6 green officers, 1 yellow fever officer, normally as police or yellow officer. I saw a bikeman, I saw 2 women, 2 maids, and I also saw an arrested pickup with the driver were among the people I saw when I got there.
Let me come in a bit. Let me cut you a bit. Sorry for that. I don't want to forget this. You see, in observation, this is to everybody. In observation, we describe our context. I like the way you are describing your context. Can we all hear me? I want us to note that in observation, we need to describe our context very well. We need to assume that the listener, the reader, our audience, they don't know Fajui. Do you understand? So all those background information is important. You need to mention the bridge, the geography of that ecosystem, how many junctions and so on and so forth, how many roads met at that place. I'm saying this to everybody. Madam Touch, Kim Divas Touch, when you describe your context, you need to tell us not only the location, but the physical appearance of the shops. How many entrances do we have? What is the size of the shop? How big? So that you can have a mental picture of the context, the physical aspect of it, and other aspects of it. It makes us to be able to put your observation in proper context, because you'll be able to approximate the area where you observed things from. Okay, please go ahead, Mr. Shiwaju.
Okay, sir. So while observing, I saw the two women, the bike rider and one man wearing a blue trouser and a black top, were all engaged in a heated discussion with the dragging officers. I also noticed that one of the dragging officers was attempting to help the other man to clean his jeans. Then I also observed that the Okada rider was inspecting the tire on his motorcycle, which appeared to have been punctured, as I observed. So I was observing the altercation, and I saw one of the dragging officers then gave the bike key to the man wearing the black top, who delivered to the bike man. The bike rider was acting very gloomy and started insulting the dragging officer as he pushed his bike away from the scene. So some of the officers were telling him how fortunate he was to have the man with the black top riding with him as he begged on his behalf. So this incident took place between 4 and 4:15 p.m. Then I approached the scene. I noticed two iron sharpened with nails being spread on the road by dragging officers. Additionally, I saw that these irons are typically placed on the road to impede some Okada riders or cars coming from either from the Bank Road or from Adebayo axis or from Bashiri axis. So I decided to ask one of the dragging officers to tell me, how do you even detect who beat traffic lights? So he pointed to one of the traffic lights beside Baba Bisegbeyemi Hotel at Fajuyi, which is beside Ayoba FM, and informed me to observe the light and pay attention to when it turns to red, and also see those road users coming from Bank Road and how some of them will still beat the traffic lights even after showing red. So I then decided to focus my attention on that traffic light, the one that is beside Baba Bisegbeyemi, the one beside Baba Bisegbeyemi Hotel at Fajuyi. And as previously indicated by one of the dragging officers, I first saw a black vehicle traveling from Bank Road towards Adebayo without a license plate beating the traffic light, because the light was showing red and the driver with that black Jeep beat that traffic light. I also noticed that one of the popular Maxoda yellow Okada, also coming from Bank Road, was there was an attempt by the dragging officer to stop that particular Okada because he has eventually beat the traffic light based on what I've observed. Then he managed to maneuver them and continue driving. Additionally, I noticed that the officers, that's the green officer, attempted to halt two vehicles coming from Bashiri by blocking there was a security vehicle coming and a bullion van. So they wanted to stop the two vehicles that beat the traffic lights. So they stopped those bullion van so that they can be able to stop them and put those sharpening iron on the road. Unfortunately, they also maneuvered them and they get away from that scene. And all this incident happened between 4 and 4:30 p.m. So my findings basically is that first, I observed that most of the other Okada riders coming from Bank Road, because I was looking at the traffic lights, the one beside Baba Bisegbeyemi, beat the traffic light. And I also observed that in order not to be arrested by traffic officials, some of the Okada riders outmaneuver the officials. That's number one. Number two, I also observed that private drivers are seen in with the issue of the black Jeep vehicles and other two vehicles also beat traffic lights, and in order not to be arrested by traffic, also find means of getting away from the officials. Lastly, I observed that the traffic officials also made effort in arresting both the Okada riders and some of these drivers, but by using those sharpening iron by spreading them on the road. But also they were unable to arrest any one of those drivers during the time of my observation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Mr. Shiwaju. You tried to determine the behavior of Okada drivers, of taxi drivers, and of the green. excuse me, people we call the green. One thing was missing from your methodology, which I expected to be part of the methodology. You know, it is under the methodology where you describe the context. What was missing is how many events did you observe? How many events did you observe in all? How many of them were involved? How many of them involved taxi drivers? How many of them involved Okada riders and so on? Excuse me. So this is important. Help us to know whether we have enough observation to draw the conclusions you are drawing. Within 30 minutes, how many issues brought the green and road users together? How many events of that? Okay, I think that's about it. There wasn't much data. There wasn't much data, probably because the time you observed was just 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes. But I think your work satisfied the purpose of observation. It satisfied it. I mean, and I think if you just think that you need to reshuffle it one way or the other, but by and large, just for the fact that the data were too small. How many events did you observe during that period?
Okay, so I think that I'm coming 1, 2, 3, 4. I think about 5.
You see, they are that's small. That might not be enough to build. That might not be enough to build. That's, I mean, to be able to draw that inference on the behavior of these people. You see, the research questions, I mean, the objectives need more data for them to be robustly or appropriately satisfied. You understand? You need to work on that area. You need to work on that. Maybe you need extra observation, but if I don't know, it's all good anyway. Okay, let's have the final presenter. Is she here? Okay, Madam Adenike Onibonje.
Sorry, sir. We still have one person left too, Mrs. Margaret.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, after Madam Onibonje, we have Mrs. Margaret. Okay, Madam Onibonje, let's have you, please. Can she hear us? Madam Oniboje, please unmute. Unmute.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, Madam
We can hear you
Oniboje.
now.
Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I said thank you for joining late. I went to campus. I did not see the message on time.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm Femi Oniboje by name. Femi Oniboje Adenike.
Mm-hmm.
And my observation is on the behavior of sellers and buyers. When the buyers have just been paid their salary or wages. Hello, sir.
Please go ahead. Buyers and
Hello.
sellers. The behavior of buyers and sellers when the buyers have just been paid their salary.
Sellers, buyers, when they have just been paid their salary or when they are financially buoyant. So, sorry, sir. Okay. This observation was carried out on Thursday, 30th of November, 2023, and it started around 8 o'clock a.m. So on this day, I did that right in my store. Who sold stuff? On this day, we had 15 customers, of which 9 were men and 10 were women. The first customer that came was a man. And immediately this customer came, after exchanging greetings, he asked for the price of foreign rice. That is not going foreign rice. So my sales boy quickly answered him and told him the price. But before I opened my mouth, he said, okay, just bring it. And the boy brought out the rice and the man went. So the second customer was also a man. So the man was a banker because his office was very close to my store. So this man, as this man was coming, he was even smiling, and when he entered the store, he was just asking my boy that did I meet madam? The man just the boy said yes, madam is around. So the man said, you want a bag of rice? So, and answered the man. So the third customer came this very day. This one was a woman, so who is also a working class. So the case of this woman was a bit different from the men that came earlier, because he actually came to stock her house. Immediately she came, I offered her a seat. Then she was comfortably sat. So I asked her, what do you want? He said he actually want to stock her house. And she's having 50K to stock her house. I answered her that that's very good, please. And I picked everything he wanted for her.
Hello,
The
Madam.
most amazing customer. Hello, sir.
Hello. Your work is on customers' behavior when they have received salary.
They have just been paid salary.
You said?
When they have just been paid salary.
Sorry. Okay. Now, how did you determine those who are just paid salary? Did you ask them, the banker, excuse me, sir, have you been paid salary?
Yes, I asked. I
And
asked him, and
then
they
okay, and you asked every other person, every other customer, whether they have been paid salary or not.
yes, sir, I asked 5 of them. We had 15 customers that very day, and I asked 5 of them.
So how did you know that the other 10 have been paid salary?
I did not say that the other 10 have been paid salary, sir. I said 5, only 5 have been paid. 10 that came.
Okay.
They came when, as I said.
Okay, so 5 have been paid salary, 10 weren't paid salary by then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but the point is you asked every one of the 15 whether they have been paid or not. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. I told them for something. Yes, sir.
Did you ask
I told them I want to use it for something.
Okay. Did you ask them before they bought or after they have bought?
Before they bought, sir.
Before they bought. There's a possibility that the question will even influence their behavior. Do you understand?
Okay.
There's what we call in research, I'm trying to remember the name we give to that thing, when an action or a question before the study has the potential to influence the behavior of the people. So next time, you may not want to do that. We want to ask after they have finished behaving their behavior. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, madam? Can you hear me? Okay, but let's leave that. Let's leave that for a while. I want you to report the behavior, the aggregate of the behavior. What you are telling us now is the data. Somebody came in, you gave her a seat, she sat. What aspect of the behavior were you interested in? Is it the amount of things, amount of stuff they bought? Is it how friendly they were to you and your shopkeeper? What exactly about their behavior were you interested in? Can you hear me, Ms. Oniboji? Hello, Ms. Oniboji? Okay, I think she's... Okay, while we wait for her, let's move to Mrs. Margaret. Madam Margaret, please unmute and turn on your video and give us a presentation. Mrs. Margaret, please
Yes,
turn on your video.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. My observation is the attitude and behavior of bank customers, one, and the attitude of bank staffs. My observation site is Fidelity Bank, Ijigbo, and UBA Bank, Bank Road. So I observed on Monday. It's within the period of hate. So I'll start by my bank is a financial institution to demand deposit, while simultaneously making loans and lending activities can also be performed by the bank. Okay, so the context of my observation is to study the behavior of people in banks and the bank staff. So sorry, sir. So I was able to report that most businessmen and women visit the bank around the period of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. to deposit money. That is their sales for the day. Because most times people wonder why people stay longer in banks aside from cashing out money or depositing money. So I was able to observe that because I mostly visit the bank, and that was why I chose the bank as my observation site. So I was able to observe that most business people don't visit the bank very early in the morning. Visit the bank within the period of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That is for the day.
Hello. I think our network is having issues. I was going to ask her some questions, and that includes. Okay, Madam Margaret, are you back? Miss Oniboje? Miss Oniboje?
Hello, sir, I can hear you. You're from
Please. Is your vehicle on motion? Is your vehicle on motion? Hello? Is your car on motion? If your car is on motion, it may be the reason for the bandwidth problem. If your car is
No,
on
sir,
motion,
it's not on motion.
then you may need to change your location. I don't know. Is it stable now?
Yes, sir.
Please finish up with your
I
presentation.
can hear you now, sir.
Yeah, please finish up with your presentation. I said
All
what
right,
you are
sir.
reporting. I said what you are reporting is data. We need your findings. That is the analysis you have been able to do after. What you have been able to arrive at after analyzing the data. That is what we need. We don't need the results really for now. Just tell us what aspect of the behavior, what pattern of behavior did you observe?
Okay, sir. What I observed was that I discovered that customers used to be happy when they have just been paid their salary or wages.
Okay.
Or let me put it this way, sir. They used to be happy when they are financially buoyant.
Okay. They are happy with what? They are happy at what?
That when they have money in their pocket, when they are financially buoyant, sir, they will be happy.
Okay, so their
But when
countenance
they
is
don't
happy.
have much at hand, their countenance used to be good then.
Okay. What other behavior did you observe?
I observed when they come with happiness as they are coming. You even see it in them.
Yes, we have accepted the happiness. Apart from happiness, there is more to behavior than happiness or sadness. What other aspects of behavior did you observe or did you measure?
Okay, sir, is that their behavior will be positive. When you say that, they will not be arguing. They will just accept anything they will accept it. They won't be threatening you.
So they are more friendly and they are more ready to spend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, you need to give us specific research objectives. If the general objective is about their behavior, but what aspect of behavior did you observe? You have mentioned some now. So just like I've said to other people, you need to redraft before submission.
Okay, sir.
You need to redraft it, and in subsequent assignments, we need to be a bit more robust in our approach. Do you understand? Look at the presentation of Comfort. Comfort also studied behavior, but look at the different flavors she brought in: male-female relationship in spending. In coming to the mall. Those are the things we expect. So look at those. If you have previously observed those, fantastic, include them. Sometimes when people report research, they underreport. But what will help you is if you have been more specific, if you have been more deliberate at the outset of the observation, you would have, identify those things. Okay, thank you very much for that. Respect your PowerPoint and your word, your seminar paper. Now, Madam Margaret, let's have you. Madam Margaret. Okay, please, let's have you.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. So my observation report is on the attitude or behavior. Okay, the behaviors of bank staff and bank customers.
You see, that is vague.
So
hello. That is
sir?
a bit.
Yes, sir.
That is a bit vague. Their behavior where? In their bedrooms, their behavior in their churches, their behaviors in their schools, their behaviors where?
In the banking hall.
The
In the
banking
banking
hall.
hall.
Yes, that is more specific
Yes.
now. Now, I've had part of the presentation. You said they come around 2 p.m. because that is when they bring the proceed from their businesses. Am I correct?
Yes, I mean the businessmen, the
know.
bank customers who are businessmen.
Okay.
I mean the bank customers who are businessmen or women.
How do you know they are businessmen or women? How did you know?
From my observation, they bring a lot of cash to the bank, and
they could be thieves or kidnappers. Thieves, kidnappers, money collectors, and alájọ. We are bringing.
They are still business. They are still business people.
No. We could come. You see, were you here when I commended? Who did I commend that she reported objectively? I think it was Comfort. It was Comfort.
Okay, sir.
When I said she reported an aspect, you can't bring your own interpretation to your observation. Don't conclude they are businessmen. You can just report that they come in with different denominations, huge amount of money. I mean, there is nothing in that even has linked it to maybe they are selling something. They may be money launderers. Sir. They might have been involved in money laundering. I mean, there are people that do that. They buy the money that CBN wants to burn, and then they will buy it, and then they will try to sell it. I mean, bring it back into the system by bringing it to the bank.
Okay, sir.
So report what you saw. Don't interpret it yet. Leave interpretation to the level of analysis and findings.
Okay.
So how do bank customers behave?
Okay. So, okay, one complaint or the others, they are sometimes wants to cause trouble. So that was one of my observations. Like most of them, they have complaints of bank network issues, or the ATM machine took their ATM card.
Okay.
So when they come in,
Hello? Do you need to change your location? Hello? Class governor.
Just sometimes they shout and they are complaining.
Hello, sir.
Okay, I wanted to be sure that you can hear me. I think our network is bad.
Yes, it's our location, I think.
She's what?
I think the network from our location is bad.
Is she back now? Madam Margaret? Hello? Okay. We're wrapping up now. Thank you very much, everyone. Please take care of those issues I've raised with our presentation. submit your updated PowerPoint and seminar paper to my email. And let's do the assignment on interview and focus group. Please, it's important we read the material, the data collector's guide, before we conduct the interview and the focus group interview. If you want to help yourself, you may also want to watch some YouTube videos on how to do interview in qualitative research and how to conduct focus group discussion or focus group interview. That will really help you in assimilating the material, the manual. However, the manual itself is very, very reader friendly, very reader friendly. So please, against next Thursday, we are presenting those two next Thursday. I will give each of us like 15 minutes to present the two. Today, we already know the format. Just give us describe the context, then go straight to the findings. Once you have described the context in the methodology and so on and so forth, let's just have the findings. And I hope that the feedback I've given today will help us in conducting the next two assignments, the interview and the focus group interview. So, Madam Margaret.
Hello, I have a question, sir.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, once, sir. I did notice that when I submitted my assignment, I didn't get any feedback. Maybe you have seen it or not online.
Yes. I must have seen it. I have not opened it. It is when I open for assessment that I reply. So I will reply once I'm grading. So, Madam Margaret, hello.
Too?
You said?
Do we need to submit the hard copies too?
Sometimes I ask for the hard copies because I want to grade and give you feedback directly. You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's why I request for the hard copy.
Sir, those other indicators, the correction you gave to me, because I can't get that my sample, I can't get that same participant again. Is it that I just go back and try to remember what happened in the court and fill in those indicators, or I need to go and do a new observation?
No, just try to remember what happened. Just try to remember what happened, because for your own case and some other people's case, I mean, you have sufficient data. I just wanted you to have more diversified report. But for few people that I told to go back and redo, for them they did not have sufficient data or sufficient.
Okay, finally, I'm sorry, finally. On the focal group, on the remaining assignments, you haven't grouped us. Are we supposed to group ourselves?
The grouping is for focus group.
Yes, sir.
Focus group. Before I go into that, when we all did our observation, did we take notes? You know, there's what we call field notes.
Yes, I did, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. Fantastic. It's wonderful if we did field notes. For those who didn't, next time you are redoing, please, it's important to take field notes. Okay. Madam Margaret, your presentation is not complete. But you have seen the way my stuff has gone for other people that did observation you need to restructure your research questions, your research objectives, and then your report. You need to restructure everything so that you have a better thing to present. So it's important to do that. Otherwise, you might have to go back to the field. But I'm thinking that if you reflect very well, if you sit down, you should be able to remember what happened and structure them in using the frameworks I've given to other people who did observation as well. You can't just say, I went to observe bankers or customers about what? Where? Yeah, you have said in the banking hall. What event are you observing? Is it their dressing? Is it their behavior in the bank towards other customers or towards bank officials and so on and so forth? So it's important to capture the specific thing you did or wanted to do. Okay, so on grouping, I will do the grouping and send to us on WhatsApp what we are to do. Okay, let me do it this way. Because some of you have already formed alliances, probably based on where you live, within the campus or outside the campus. So those are more or less like natural alliances, and probably I should work with that. But in cases where there are too many people in a group, I may break and add other people there. And join them with other groups. Okay, class governor. We have how many participants in class? Yes, how many members in the class? I think 12.
Yes, sir.
12.
Including yourself, that should be 11.
Okay, so you have 11 students in all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we can have, if you have 3 groups, no, let's have 4 groups. 4 groups of 3, 3, 3, 2. 3, 3, 3, 2. Is that okay?
Is that right, sir?
Okay, 3, 3, 3, 2. So we're having 4 groups. Let people come together in groups of 3s and 2s. And then communicate with the class governor. Class governor, send the list to me. If there is a need for me to reshuffle, for instance, if you have too many brilliant people in a group and we want to scatter them to spice up other groups. Do you understand?
Right, sir.
Okay. So this class is recorded. I recorded it. If you are interested, I may post it online so that any of us can access it all over again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you too. So, do we have any questions?
Sir, how do we get the link to the video, sir?
Ẹ jíjẹ kí búrẹ́dì, a ṣe fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀kì búrẹ́dì, ẹ ti ń béèrè àdírẹ́sì bí láti fẹ́ tà. I will share that with us. But you know,
all right, sir.
Uploading and all those stuff, they need to be done. Okay, is there another question? Okay, how many people will be interested in watching the class again? We like to access the video. I want to know whether it's worth the trouble for me. Yes, class governor.
I'll be interested, sir.
Today?
Yes, the video for the day.
Yes.
This our presentation?
Yes.
Yes, this one.
Yes, I'm interested, sir.
Okay.
I'm also interested, sir.
Okay.
I'm also interested, sir.
Okay. Okay, I could see Mr. Mitade. You are raising your hand for question or to say you are interested?
To say I'm interested, sir.
Okay, anybody that is interested, please raise your hand. Let me count how many hands we have. Yes, raise your hand using the raise hand icon. You know how to use the raise hand icon. Not on video.
Yeah.
Please just click the raise hand icon. I can see 4 hands raised. 5.
I'm interested.
Okay, 6. 6 people out of 11. Okay. Okay, 7 now. 7. Okay, it's all right. Then it is done. Maybe by tomorrow.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for this opportunity on behalf of the class and making learning enjoyable and imparting knowledge. You are making us feel as if we are studying abroad. We really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much.
Today was not going to be comfortable for me. I was already afraid how I'm going to take permission again because I'm expecting high-profile guests in my office. So the virtual interaction, I feel I was able to meet both ends without any of the assignments suffering. So I'm grateful, sir, on behalf of the class.
Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm grateful to you too.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, sir.
I didn't expect that everybody will show up. In fact, when I saw Mama Banke, I said, no. If Mommy Banke can be here, nobody has any excuse again.
All right, sir.
So I'm happy for the 100% turnout. This is the first time I think we're having 100%
Yes,
turnout in the class. Maybe
Yes,
some
sir.
other time we may even try it again. Madam Kim, I could see your dance. You may try it once in a while before the class wraps up. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Maz and Sars.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye-bye.